Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dalton Daughtry, and I'm excited to share with you today 5 reasons why entrepreneurs actually make better employees. And so, the entrepreneur could be somebody that works at 9 to 5, has a side hustle, is a writer, an author, they're a speaker, an actor. They own a business. They're in stocks or real estate or forex or multi-level marketing or they have some real estate investments or traditional investments or venture capital investments or whatever, you name it. They own a car lot or, they renovate houses. They have a woodworking shop or they repair cell phones or they give massages on the weekend or just whatever, you name it. This person owns a job, owns a bob. They own a job and they have a business on the side. This person I'm going to refer to as the entrepreneur or the side hustler, and then the traditionalist, the traditional employee, the 9 to 5er, the corporate man, the company man, the company woman. This person works their job, and they don't do anything above and beyond. Not saying they're not good employees. They could be the best employees. They could be C-suite executives that are just all in for the mission of the company, and they're great, and they don't think about anything but making the company succeed. This person, not a bad person, but I'm going to refer to them as the traditionalist employee and kind of just compare and contrast the two. And so, to begin, the entrepreneur, the number one reason why this person's a better employee is they actually have a business owner mindset. And so this is something that cannot be taught. It has to be experienced. The person who actually owns something, they're responsible for production, for profitability. They're responsible for the sales and the marketing and the operations and, all these different pieces, the customer service, all these different pieces, to running a business. And so they actually have ownership, and this ownership mentality is just significantly different than somebody who doesn't have ownership in something. And so companies have tried to incentivize this forever by offering good perks and benefits and equity packages and, making people responsible for production or, commissions or, stocks or bonds or whatever. They're giving them a piece of the company, and they're encouraging this sense of ownership. And, companies have done this forever, and so it's not very uncommon. But the reason behind them encouraging this is because that ownership mentality is something that just cannot be substituted. It's just hard to live without. And so the second reason why entrepreneurs actually make the best employees is that the entrepreneur is appreciative for the owners. They're more grateful for the opportunity. They understand the owner's dilemma of owning a business and having responsibility for the company's growth and responsibility for the company's people and just the risk that's involved and the headache and the stress and the pain and the sleepless nights and the fear and uncertainty of what's the future hold, what's the market going to look like, what are the employees going to look like, and what's is the product good enough, or is the service good enough, and the entrepreneur actually gets this. They understand that the founders are really putting their neck on the line, and so they just appreciate the opportunity more. They appreciate coming into the company more, and just that heart of appreciation, that attitude of gratitude is just something that cannot be substituted. That the employee, generally just doesn't understand, and so a lot of times they see themselves not as not as building this company, but they see themselves as just doing this task or this piece of the work that needs to be done, and there's just not an appreciation there for the upper management as much as maybe the entrepreneur would have. The third reason is that the entrepreneur actually sees things from the top down, and so they see things as maybe a business owner would, as a founder would, and because of this, they have this perspective where maybe they're looked over for a promotion now, but as an entrepreneur, as somebody that sees things from the perspective of the founder, they know that this actually was probably in the best interest of the company, or else why would they have made the decision? And because of this, it's actually helping set me up for a more stable future and it could actually even be paving the way for a better opportunity or a better promotion for me in the future, because maybe they hired some, they outsourced some talent, and somebody was gunning for a spot. They outsourced some talent, put them in that role. Maybe they did that because they knew that putting somebody in that role would create immediate returns for the company, which inevitably would set the employee up who's wanting the promotion with a better future and a better opportunity to come in and actually succeed, and not have so much pressure, and have a path that's been laid out for them. And so the entrepreneur who actually or the person who is an entrepreneur who has a business owner mentality, they see things from the top down and they get it. They see things as not, they see not, their technologies not as, I need all the technologies just so that I can have them at my disposal, but like they understand there's a cost associated with that technology. They understand there's a cost associated with their employee benefits. They understand there's a cost associated with, the type of computer they get, or the amount of time that it takes for them to do a task, because their time is money. And so these are things that an employee or a traditional employee just sometimes might not understand, because they don't see things through the lens of an entrepreneur. They see things through the lens of an employee, which is very limited. And so the fourth reason is that entrepreneurs learn skills that just cannot be taught to employees. They learn skills that, again, they're responsible for a company. They're responsible for the success of a company, or the production, or the profitability of an enterprise. And the skills developed there, the ability to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm, the ability to accept massive amounts of rejection, and to see their business go as Darren Hardy refers to in his latest book, The Entrepreneurship Roller Coaster, see their business go like this. They learn this emotional stability to where no matter what's happening, they're cool, calm, collective. They understand that that's just part of the nature of business. And so they just see things differently, and they just learn skills that just can't be taught to an employee. They can't be learned in a book, right? A book cannot teach some of these skills. And so it's like the person who studies war versus the person who actually goes to war. The person who goes to war has experienced war. It's just different. Reading about childbirth versus going through childbirth, very different. And so the experiential knowledge that an entrepreneur gets, they can take that experiential knowledge and apply it to their job, and because of that, they're going to be more successful, they're going to be more stable, they're going to be more reliable, they're going to be more positive, they're going to be more optimistic, and these just make for really good traits for a really good employee. And so the fifth reason why entrepreneurs make the best employees is that they're just generally happier. And so there's been tons of studies point to this, but the entrepreneur, the business owner, the self-employed, the financially independent even at some point, but the person who actually has ownership and they're responsible for a business, these people actually have generally a greater level of satisfaction with things. And so there's this very common thing I see in corporate America where, unlike our grandparents, people get into the job world, they work 2, 3 years, 4, 5, 6, 7 years at a company, transition over to this other company, and they build this resume of bouncing back and forth between all these companies, and it's the gaps between those company jumps is actually getting way smaller. Now there are people that are going to a company for a year, then jumping, or 6 months, 8 months, and jumping to the next company, and it's because there's this dissatisfaction because people think that they're going to find their passion in a job, when in reality they're not. Their passion's actually something that they create, and their job can help fuel for sure, and but their job shouldn't be their passion or their purpose. It should help fund or fuel or help them get to where they want to go and fund those passions and dreams. And so there's this misconception where people think the next job's going to make me happier, but in reality the entrepreneur understands that it's not the job that's going to make me happy, it's me being happy, and as a result of me being happy, I'm going to be happier in my job. And so there is such thing as a negative work environment, or being in a spot where it's just not conducive for fulfillment. Totally get it, but the entrepreneur just sees things differently. And so there are probably a dozen more reasons. These are the main 5 reasons why personally I believe that entrepreneurs are just better employees, and statistics point to it. Satisfaction surveys point to it. Entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, side hustlers, they are just more productive, more fulfilled, better employees. And so, with that, thanks for tuning in. My name is Dalton Daughtry. Feel free to drop a comment, a like, subscribe, send me an email or a message, or give me a phone call, or send me a passenger pigeon, or a letter in the mail, or a letter in a bottle, whatever. It's good having you tune in. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.